Good morning, everybody. How's everybody doing this morning?
Good morning.
Hey, good morning, Lori. I'm assuming you heard me, right, Lori?
I heard you say good morning.
Oh, okay, good. You have to think about it.
I'm answering a few messages here quick. Oh, look at that YM. Yes, during dark zone.
Hey, Lori, do you use Google Chrome?
Yeah.
Have you heard about this news that came out a few days ago? About
No.
their like some exploit that they had that you have to upgrade or update your Chrome because it was a patch or something.
I had that I don't know, months ago. I know that. Which one it was? Which version?
Here, let me show you what. Trying to find the article.
Yeah, I just updated, so it doesn't matter.
Okay.
We're already out of dark zone. Oh my gosh. Okay.
Hey, Lori, can I post the Forbes link in the ER so other users can see it if they're using Chrome?
Yeah, yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Have I had my coffee? I drank the whole cup already. Yeah, I'm kind of reeling. My horse got into my patio and broke some furniture trying to get at some bird seed. So I'm kind of fixing that, and I'm a little bit thrown off by that.
Wait, did he change his diet?
Yeah.
He's going from dog food to bird seed now?
Well, apparently he has a food issue. Well, he was a rescue and was really hungry his first 2 years. So I can't blame him. I mean, I know where he came from, but yeah, that's just bizarre. So I was like quick trying to fix that so he can't do it again, and yeah, so I'm not quite with the trading charts and all that yet. Yeah, I'm already on tea this morning. Scary.
Your poor horse is so confused. First he's identified as a dog, and now he's being identified as a bird.
I know, right? Oh man. Well, he has tried to come in the house before, so yeah, I don't think he knows what he is. Doesn't look good. So everybody update your Chrome. Okay, so we stopped really close to settlement, but we didn't go through it on RTY, so I'd be looking for it to go through next time it gets down there. I am almost has a DTX. Forex, no. Almost. Does not have a any magnet yet. double mini magnets on the 30. Anything? No, no news. Okay, cool. Well, I will set up. So far, it's not cooperating. Simplicity is really pretty right now, isn't it? Oh my gosh.
Vegas, I just saw your question. I haven't looked at that. I'm still updating Chrome on all my PCs, so hang tight for 1 second. I'll check it out and I'll let you know. Give me a minute.
No, I think his volume is good. Uh, oh, I was just gonna say it's in Nevada, and then Vegas said it's in Nevada. Okay.
Okay, so Vegas, you wanted some levels. All right, let's give you some points. Unfortunately, I don't have anything on the high side yet. Um, well, we'll start with this one. 348 on the high to the high side, and then to the lower side we got 180, 150, and 98.
Well, I'd like to see this bar close up.
Uh, Johan, that was on NQ.
Thank you, Bruce, for that catching that IBSYM. I got it too. The one wasn't the best thing, but I like that I like that it had a cluster so close, and it was also a burnout.
That was a BS trade too.
And no, I waited for it to go up and over, then come back down. I love it. That was sweet.
That actually happened pretty fast.
Yeah, just right, actually. Could get in, didn't have to wait to get profit. Yeah, I like that.
That was what I call a PLT. Stands for Perfect Lorry Trade.
That sounds like a BLT to me, and I'm kind of hungry now that you mention it.
Oh, it's a better lorry trade. Okay, good.
Potential Lorex, RTY. Does it have everything? Settlement there. Yeah, no, thank you. Because it's likely to go back through it. Oh, I didn't even see. Remember earlier I called it. I was waiting for it to go back to settlement. I was looking for a setup
And the cluster is
because
so
I
far
thought it was going to
north.
go through. Now it's looking like a squirrel. On this one, on RTY. Yeah, it still looks like it's going to go further short. That it's settlement, so just plain old ick anywhere. Yeah, I don't don't like it either direction. I tend to think it's going to go short, but I'm not touching it. I'll wait for something better.
How about a cluster on RTY?
RTY? Ew, no. Oh, okay, maybe. I like that better because I said I thought it would go short based on my read, so we got that really nice little help if we get a cluster. Okay, pop quiz, RTY. How did we know it was going to go through settlements that time and not bounce off it? Going through settlement at 9:50:54 on the way down. Nope, not third time.
I'll give you guys a hint. It had something to do with the mini magnets.
Magnet.
Because Lori said. That's a great answer, Mike.
Nope, not the wick bar at 9:52. That's the one that, no, the bar, let's see, 9:50:54 push through. That was our push through bar. But I had said way back about 9:38, okay, once it started going up, I said the next time it comes down, it's likely to push through, and it did. Why is that? Not a previous double bottom. Nope, not the third time. We do know the third time makes it more likely, yes, but I mean, I was looking for a reason to go short because of the 9:37:25 bar that stopped almost there but it couldn't hit it. It did lay that mini magnet, which helped tell it wasn't going to do it this time. But then it was just so close to settlement, and then the next time it's likely to push through. When it lands that close without pushing through, it's basically saying, yeah, I got to go get something to eat. I'll be back. And then it's going to push through. And yes, Grant, you said that, but I was ignoring it because I wanted to see if anybody else would get on board. Yes, Edwin. You'd be amazed at how many times that's a dead giveaway. And that's a giveaway way before it happens. So where else do you see that kind of stuff? Before it happens. Not after the fact, but there's a huge chance it was going through. But if it had pushed through by several ticks and then as it had there returned to the 0.25, if it had pushed through by several ticks, then it could do whatever it wants. It doesn't give us any heads up. It's just going to do what it's going to do. If it pushes through, then it could. The third time is more the possibility of breaking through. The third time is your best guess, but it is just a guess at that point, not something you'd want to rely on.
You got a potential Lorex will had on YM.
YM and R2Y are trying to set up. R2Y is not doing its job very well, but YM is there no
there's no
TX
Xboxes
on
on, yeah, there's no TXs on either of them.
Yeah, no TXs on either one. And there's nothing extra yummy to override the no TXs either. So we need to wait for TXs. If it's not a complete total setup with a ton of confirms like a double Lorex is, then no, you should not trade against this trend. If it's a double Lorex complete setup, yeah, I would consider it.
And if YM sets up, I'm not taking it, just because it's a burnout potential, so no.
Yeah, now YM just changed its spots a little not nice. But that means if YM closes up, how far away is that that cluster? 26 to, yeah, if YM would happen to close up, then that would make it a nice little short.
Yeah, at 37. It would be right at the close.
Test that wall. That doesn't look like it's gonna. Right. You might have to get more food. I know, I'm hungry. I usually eat before I start trading, so yeah, I don't know why I'm hungry today. What qualifies it as a burnout bar? I was hoping nobody would ask that. If you have silver, you really can't see it very well at all. If you have a gold plan, you can see it through VAD A. But it's not something that's really taught right now because it's advanced, so I'm telling you, at this moment. Yes, it's 37. I missed that. It can't be 37 and 37 and what?
I don't see a 37.
Yeah, I don't either. those potential mini magnets, intrabar scalps tend to move fast sometimes. So love this. Right at 34,000, we got a mini magnet and a wall. It's a sight level on YM. I want to see. And just show them how it's done. Only the best setups. Patience, patience, patience. Oh, that just. Set something up to go. I'd like to see YM go to 34,025. Give us a Lorax there and then bug it out of town. Short. That would be my choice if I could pick a setup. Maybe go all the way up to red ice. Just really push it up there. A little further, YM. Come on. A little bit more. Get up there.
Got a BS trade on RTY, Lori.
Yeah.
Yeah, one tick away from profit.
Order submitted.
YM stopped just a little short, that little toad. 10:06:32 is a burnout.
What's that?
So 10:36:02, 10:06:32 is a burnout.
Yep.
I don't.
Oh God, this thing is just driving me crazy.
I don't know. It's really teasing you, isn't it? I don't have it as a burnout. It's worthy of. Thanks, Ron. Got it. What did you get?
Yeah, what did you get?
I think she thinks you called the reversal.
No.
Order filled.
Was that a valid TBS on YM? I guess technically, because it was at a lower low, the reversal looked really good. You guys, whenever you're looking at a TBS, look at the reversal, the actual reversal bar, and see if it was a good setup. I mean, it's not always going to be a good setup, but basically a third bar swing was to get in a trade that you missed the actual reversal. And that would kind of count because it looks like a pretty good setup. It was an ETX, and then a third bar swing for confirmation on YM. Okay, finally YM went up over by red ice. Now I wish it would set up a Lorex. Come on. We want lots of confirmations here. Yes. Okay, but Ron's looking at a trade in RTY. Was talking about TBS. No, the TBS is in YM. Oh, 708.
Order submitted.
Oh. Well, okay. Did you hear me saying I
Order
wanted it to
submitted.
go up to 34,025 or red ice? I really thought it was going to go up that high, and I wouldn't want a reversal before that. So, yeah, that was not a good one to take on YM, that reversal at 10:07:08. It needed to go up to 34,025 or red ice, and then it went up. The actual reversal did go up through red ice. It didn't give us a good enough setup, in my opinion, to let us know. Okay, Stephanie, just want to make sure that you're following with, I mean, that was kind of confusing when we're talking about different, because I was looking at YM, but I wouldn't have touched the third bar swing. Although I did expect it to go up to near the red ice, so yeah, it would have been not a bad setup. Was that valid HD at 10:11? Your fur is in my way. 10:11. Was kind of in your face HD, wasn't it? That, and I have been waiting for it to go up near red ice, so that would have been a better setup than, I didn't even catch all that. I put it all together. SRTY, no, there's no, this, no. RTY, no, no, and nowhere. I didn't actually call it at 10:11. I mean, looking back now, I'm like, wow, I missed that HD. I was waiting for it to go up to red ice and turn around, so it just went. I wasn't really watching it real close right at that moment. I probably would have taken it. It wasn't the greatest, just a plain setup, but it did have the HD. If I hadn't seen that, I would have taken it. Um, yeah, I don't do as hot watching two charts at one time. I'm really trying to. And I did call that I was waiting it to go up near red ice and then turn around. That's what I wanted to see because the chart told me it was likely to do that. So when it laid the TX with HD, yeah. More coffee, please. I know, right? I'm having trouble. I always have trouble watching two different markets. I usually focus on one, and right now I'm kind of trying to watch the two. So yeah, whoever caught that as HD when I called out, I was already waiting for it to turn around right about there. Good catch. Good catch. Missed that. And that was strong HD. I just missed it. Well, okay. Yes and no, Bruce. You said unfortunately catching it after the fact doesn't help too much. But after the fact, you can learn what made it really good and you can figure out, you can see why things worked and why things didn't. So you can learn from it. I mean, if you learn something from it, you don't lose. It was it was ATX with OPR, but who wants just that? Yeah, I don't. Plain TX with OPR is not by itself not enough. It was against DR, so it wouldn't have been valid anymore because it was against DR. But the fact that it had HD and it stopped right where I was looking for it to stop, because I called that way back on what bar was that? 10:04:20-ish. Way back there, I said I'd like it to go back and retrace to that. So,
Order filled.
yeah. Yeah, now it's trying to go back there again when I just don't care. It already did it in YM, so the moment has passed. Chopped and chopped. That was like the first pullback, nothing to compare it to. Yeah, I kind of agree with you, Denali, but I compared to the 1051 just before that pullback and chop, it didn't give us another number, or did it? Is the 180? The 180 is here? Yeah, the 180 is okay to compare it to. That's what you're comparing it to. It had an elevator before that, so you're comparing it to 180. thought that was a OD, or a, not OD number. I was thinking that was a whatchamajigger number, but it's OD, so oscillation detector. But yeah, the reason that I would definitely call that HD is basically I'm looking for a turnaround there. So it had a whole lot more going for it than not. I agree with you, Mike. Mike, I hate it when I look at the word, I look at the chart, chat, and then yeah, you're not Mike, you're Denali. That Mike just is not right. Throws me off. Yeah, YM, if it has an Xbox and if it doesn't keep climbing up there for the oscillation detector number. No Xbox so far. Yeah, keep reminding us of that. If you have to say technically it was, you don't want it. I like that very, very much. I don't use a trend bias filter, so I have no idea. It's not given us any clue, in my opinion, on RTY going back to settlement for a bounce or not. In fact, I would tend to think it's going to be more choppy than anything else, not a pretty bounce. The reason being, why is that? Why? Another pop quiz. If looking at RTY and settlement, why is it I expect that it's not going to bounce off settlement, but it's going to chop around settlement when it gets back in here? Why is that? Somebody else. Yeah, you guys got it. Spread out mini magnets. Exactly. And a wall there, but it's not all consolidated in one tight spot. So to me, that says chances are really good when it gets up past that wall at 1813.6, it's going to chop right in there. It's not going to bounce pretty because it's such ugly. There's not a good definition. Your definition is like not there. And I don't really care about NQ being in a tight range, to be honest with you. It is, in that particular instance, RTY, look left at around 954, 955, 950. It's all choppy and a lot of mini magnets and clusters, pause, all that stuff indicates when it gets right back up settled by settlement next time, it's highly likely to chop around a little bit. So, okay, and now it stopped kind of close but didn't get up there. But that, it already went to settlement, so it's less likely to be as strong. It's not a real strong, I mean, it's a strong level, but you got all that junk around it, so it's more like a zone of chop now. So, yeah, to me that says, ick, I'm not going to play there. I don't like it. It looks to me like a cat peed in the sandbox. I'm going to a different sandbox. I don't want to be there. Spread out mini magnets tells you it's likely to chop. It's like it's looking at it going, I want this one. No, I want this one. No, I want this one. So it's just likely to chop around in that area. Not just one piece of candy, but a lot of them left all over. Yeah. I mean, it's like somebody took the Halloween candy basket off the porch and threw it all over. Instead of being able to go right on the porch to one spot and get it out of the basket, some meanie threw it all over the yard, so that everyone's going to be running around all over, picking it up everywhere. Yeah. All that kind of stuff. So
Order submitted.
that's, I mean, if I keep on using analogies
Order
that
submitted.
are kind of crazy, hopefully they'll stick with somebody at some point and you'll remember them for the next time. Oh, yeah, this was like that, you know. So, yeah, got to change them up and just get kind of crazy.
All right, guys. So heads up. I just remember we talked about the levels on NQ, so we just broke 180.
So you're looking for what?
Well, I'm in a simplicity short, and I'm targeting 150.
What was your entry?
My entry one is 13201.
Wow, that's way up there. Nice.
Here, I'll throw a screenshot.
Targeting what?
150. Yeah, I figured 180 was going to give me fits, but see what happens.
RE coming up here, maybe?
Right off a settlement would be good, which is also blue ice, now that I'm looking at it. But if it wants to keep going down to 150, I'll take that first. Oh, could this happen? That'll be great.
I just scalped it. I'll take that all day long.
What, NQ?
Yeah. Fast. Let's go. Oh. All right, then. Okay, I am officially in Global Sim. That was my third one, and wow. I am happy. Someone's asked about how you choose your simplicity levels. When he's in a trade and watching them, it's not a good time for him to explain it, but
What was that?
they're wanting to know how you choose your simplicity levels.
Oh, I ask you.
That I take on NQ. Read. Sorry. That was, yeah. I was reading the 10 tick.
Is this thing going to be really good to me?
Elevator NQ. What?
God, I really hope so.
You missed a good simplicity, Jeff. I even got in on that one, so maybe that was because it worked out because you were taking care of your dogs. So thank you.
I don't have any dogs.
Oh, Jeff was taking care of his dog, so he missed he wasn't there. So of course that's what made it great.
Come on. Alright, I think I'll protect really tight. I don't know. Let's see, where are we? Laura, you see anything that's giving me pause except for that cluster for a retrace here on the 30? I just need one more push down and this will be good.
Let's see. 51.
What's that?
51. That's where I'd be shooting for.
Yeah, I'm at 50.50. Okay, I can move it. 51. Okay.
I'm just saying that's the only thing I see.
All right, I'll put it at I just moved it to 52.
I was going to say, if it were me, I'd go 52.
I just put it at 52.
Looking at ice nodes, because you got a huge vacuum at 50, 50, 50, 75, 50, right in there. Ice node vacuum there, and that may draw it down, but you got a huge node at 52, and you got another huge node at 56. Since there's not much else telling you what's going on in that area, I just read ice nodes. Yeah,
well, originally I had 150 even. I called in the beginning of the day, if you remember.
Yeah. Yep.
So 52, I'll still take 2 points. I mean, I'll take it if it gets there.
Yeah. Absolutely. Bounce off somewhere in there when it's so close. The market's not real concerned about exact levels, so that would be horrible to have you get that far in.
Yeah.
Although you call them so accurate, that might be a
problem is I may not be in this trade long enough to find out. That's the only problem from what it looks like right now.
that just hurts my feelings.
What's that?
When it zips real fast, that hurts my feelings.
Yeah.
Oh, Power Play 2, Lorex, NQ, yeah, hang in there. This one should go.
Yeah, if this one goes, this will be good.
And now third bar swing to top it off. Yeah, maybe. There we go. And this time I got my ticks. I'm happy. I'm not going to break the rules. Just saying, this looks like a good one, though.
Come on, man. This will be a good one. This will be a savior for me.
This should be the run because.
Yeah, I'm hoping. Yeah, tick strike's lighting up pretty red too, so we'll see.
Through it in Q. See, this is the part I just can't get through. I mean, I'm not even in it, and it's driving me crazy.
That's funny.
Yeah, I want you to, I wanted to hit your levels and all that stuff, and I can't even. Yeah.
I would too. Believe me, it'd be nice. It's like I can hear the silence in the room right now, right? It's like everybody's like watching.
I know, right? But I mean, the 10 tick is saying it's going down.
Yeah.
In fact, I'm tempted to ride this down to the cluster here. Not, because I'm not breaking my rules. Not doing it.
I may be out here.
Order filled.
I'm out.
Nothing wrong with that. That is
Order
a respectable
canceled.
trade. Thank you very much.
Well, we came close.
Oh, it'll probably still hit. But you manage the trade. That's nothing wrong with that ever. Now I can look at everything else again and quit holding my breath. Alrighty. Also got a burnout. There you go. Profit.
Well, it went a total of 179 ticks, and I got 120 out of it.
Heartbreaking. You only got 120. Good grief. Good job.
Yeah, I needed that one.
Well, thanks to that, I mean, I had a fantastic day. When I got in my little scalp there, I couldn't even move my take profit out of the way. I had the wrong take profit in there. And I couldn't even, because I have one that I set up just for simplicity, I couldn't even move it out of the way. And I had a quantity of 2 in there, so thank you. Call when the bar closes. You have to be going through boot camp so you understand what we're calling out. And if there's time, we'll call out, like if this bar closes down, where the entry is. But a lot of times there's not time. We just call out the setup, and hopefully you've been through enough boot camp that you understand approximately what it is, and that if the bar closes, you know where to set your order. So we try to call them out, and it's not always possible. See, aren't you glad you got out? Crap. And do our very best to call out what we are taking. Get them all. We certainly don't. Don't even try. Don't care. There's always going to be trades. We just pick out what we see as the best of the best and leave the rest in the dirt. We don't care. Are you done trading for the day, Ron, or are you still looking for?
I'm still looking. I took a couple of BS losers earlier. So.
See, that's what I'm finding. Some days they're awful.
Yeah.
Which is, I'm kind of trying to figure out what makes them better or not.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure that out myself
yeah.
because it went 9 ticks and then took a full loss. And then the other one went 6 ticks and then took a full loss. The 6 tick, I can live with that one. But the 9 ticker, that was a heartbreak. So I had to recover from that a little bit.
Yeah, I mean when I first started noticing them, like everyone was winning. I'm like, no way, this can't be. And then some days they're awful. So trying to figure out how to get rid of those losers, how to determine the less likely ones.
Hey, I have an idea. Just don't take them. Okay, that was a bad joke. Sorry.
They're so good when they're good, though.
Oh, they are, for sure.
I mean, that's why I was targeting that level I called in YM. That I said that it was going between there and red ice. That's why I called that level, because it's like really highly likely to go back up there. And it went way down away from it first, and it's like, okay, now it's going back up there, which it did. But how were we to know it was going down so far first? Well, that's why we don't just have everybody jump in and look for these things, because they have to be standing the test of time before we do that kind of stuff. Yeah, so I mean, when we're talking about them, and you're thinking, oh, this is teasing us. Yeah, not always. I mean, we aren't trying to ever tease, but yeah, there's plenty of them that, man, they'll ruin your day faster than. So yeah, when I first saw these things, it was like everyone was winning, and I mean, it was that much in my face. I was like, oh yeah, what's going on here? Now it's like, I don't know, maybe 60 change in the IV probably. I mean, that's probably what's doing the difference. But how do you see that? How do you qualify it? We'll figure it out. Just kind of a mess in this area. I don't like it. So did YM ever get back up near, was it like settlement that it was messing with, or what was that we were talking about? Why it wasn't likely to just bounce off? I don't even, then we were watching Simplicity, so I don't even know what's going on now, where that was. Market was it now? I remember where it was. That's how much I let go of it. Once it's done and over, I just let go of it. I'm trying to see how close the read was and that kind of thing, kind of a follow-up, but I don't even know what market. It was RTY, so it didn't even go up there.
Yeah, right now the stats don't look all that great, Lori.
Yeah, I agree.
It's 55% win rate.
A lot lower than it started, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. And that's for this entire month.
Exactly, Philo, that's not an edge. So now you know why we don't, we see something, it works for a while, you don't want to just go ahead and jump on it. No, you said 55, I think.
55, 5-5.
You're right, that's not an edge at all.
No, that's a dull butter knife.
It's not a 1-to-1, so it's not even a dull anything.
No, it's a losing proposition at this point.
That's the burnout trades that we're not calling. So just saying, that's why we don't want to send everybody on a rabbit hole and looking at different stuff. And yeah. And it used to be, when I first noticed them, I was like, you can get in just about every one, and it doesn't matter. You lose a couple, who cares? They're so awesome. Yep, that's changed. So, just with this new thing that we're looking at, it's not with anything else. So we wouldn't have tried to pass an evaluation with them. So, yeah. Now the fact, now you really have to be careful because things have really, really slowed down. So.
Okay, Lori, so here's some interesting stats. The first week of the month, the BS trade had a 100% success rate. That's for the first week.
Okay.
Second week, That's why it pays to journal, man. There's nothing like it. Second week was 100% success rate too. And then this is where things go south in a hurry. And this last week, they've all been losers.
Okay, is that running a test with them? Because I've taken some that aren't losers.
That's the ones that I've taken. That's not
the ones you've taken.
correct.
Okay.
That's all the ones that I was able to grab.
Okay, because I was going to say, I grabbed a couple. I grabbed one today, that one, and I think I got one yesterday, that one, but I'm extremely picky, and I'm trying to figure out what the difference is, which ones I want, which ones I want to leave alone.
Yeah, now we need to figure out if you and I are taking the same ones. I'll have to try to figure out a way to mark those a different way so I can track it.
Correct. Ross, NQ is not recommended for sniper right now. Absolutely not. It works some. I mean, when it's slower, it works, but it's also a little bit more finicky lately. So I would tend to stay with R2Y and YM. That's just me. If you're an ES trader and ES is fine. If you're an ES trader, if you haven't traded ES, I wouldn't switch and trade it now. No, I wouldn't trade sniper on NQ with the TA either. Oh, Lord, some YM. Ooh, I heard that, and it didn't even register in my brain. Right at bouncing off a wall, that's interesting. But you got a thick wall in there before you take profit. I am not a fan of that. That's 3,400. That's a psych level. I would be protecting tight right up in here. It may go. There you go. You got it. YM 1036. You got a deviation and a wall right at your take profit. That's pretty tight for a take profit for that 1036.04 bar. Extra, because there's a good chance it's pulling you up to that 0.5 deviation in that wall. Forex on RTY, huh? Oh, that's pretty. RTY Lorex is pretty. That would be 1804.4 for a short. Around a little bit to get you in if you caught it the very end. There we go. There we go. Profited. And it oscillated right around that entry enough that hopefully you got in. That was beautiful. That cluster was in line with another cluster. It was in line with an old ZOI. It was on a little dotted wall. It was on a mini magnet. Ooh, that was pretty. There's enough junk in here now, spread out, that I wouldn't personally be going for a trend on that. I wouldn't trail it, but just saying. There a training on trailing? Well, I talk about how I trail Lorex in the Wealth Summit, which is basically the same as Sharpshooter. I mean, I taught about trailing there. I haven't changed how I trail. I've always hid behind and order print levels. There's no news, no. That wouldn't be smart, Josh. I don't think anyway. Publicity is a long term. 2020, Daryl and I talked about it. We talked about trailing, and I'm not sure what you're saying. 2020 was Thrive, wasn't it? I'm pretty sure Thrive was 2020. Trailing, okay, yeah, Thrive was 2020, and because we were like so close to everybody going down to Fort Worth, and they canceled it at the last minute. I believe you, CJ. No, wasn't. I thought All In was the last one we met in Fort Worth before Thrive. Sharpshooter would have been 19. I don't know. There's nothing in the works for another live event right now. No. Um, figure out the answer to your question because I can't remember which is which. Honestly, Sharpshooter or All In, I don't remember which was which. But they all go through. They're all building on each other on all of this. Okay, I almost thought I lost my internet here. This is ridiculous. The markets have all but stopped. But I do like the pop quizzes. Kind of helps to remember if I kind of make a big deal out of it for you guys to remember. Next down to blue eyes. What market? I'm sorry, I was a little distracted. On RTY? No. Good, you might make it, but is there even enough room to profit before blue eyes? Yeah, I don't like it. Does have okay, while we're in the trade, let's analyze this setup. It does have a close the gap. It laid a new mini magnet, so that's powerful right there. So maybe it'll go back up and test and then come back down, because that is a really good indication. So if you didn't get in, you have a chance if it comes back down.
What market is
At
this?
first I didn't like all the spread out everything right between your entry and your take profit.
What market is this, Lori? RTY?
I'm sorry, RTY. There's a DTX.
Oh, okay.
I'm in it in sim. I'm following my rules. I'm not going to take another trade, but I went ahead. Now that I see that it has the closing the gap, I like it a little more. Before Lorex was determined, I actually liked the DTX. That was my favorite. And the cluster is at the same level as another cluster, and it's going to have trouble getting through here. It's really going to have trouble getting through. If it once hits 3.6, we're good.
While we're looking at this and analyzing this, did you call and see the Lorex and YM at 10:51:15?
I didn't either.
So you didn't call it and you didn't see it. Okay, I just wanted to.
Call it and I didn't see it.
Okay.
Nope. I'm blaming Thor. He distracted me.
I try to do that every day, but it doesn't work. Not distract you, I mean blame him. Yeah.
Another cluster? Seriously? Look
Wow,
left.
that's crazy.
On RTY, look left. How many clusters are in a tight zone? That's going to be hard to get through there. The one thing this really has going for it is it's closing the mini magnets, closing the gap. I love those. I love those. So thank goodness I'm in sim, because I could not handle this live. This just non-decision, but I really do like the closing the gap part a lot. I think it'll get through here, but yeah, it's not fun. What lane would this trade be in RTY? 3 probably, because of the gap close mini magnet. So I would go to 3 with it. Tough to sit through? Yeah. I don't know if I could even do it in live, but I'm in it in sim, and I treat my sim like live, except this one just waiting on it is killer. Come on, just get down there. So dang close. Oh, geez, Louise. Now we got it. There we go. Okay, you got it. If you could get in on the retrace, you got that nice little sweet DTX.
Which retrace?
First, I didn't like it based on what was in the way, but when I saw that it was closing the gap with that mini magnet, yep, I love those. So RTY, DTX, yeah.
I was going to ask you which retrace, the 5th, the 6th, the 7th.
Well, the one bar, 110744, was the retrace bar. It actually gave you lots of chances to get in, and there you go. You got it. I mean, it's sweet. So, and I apologize because at first I really didn't like that one, but then when I noticed the mini magnet closing that gap, yeah, I want those all day long. Wow, Josh, good job. Do you explain the mini magnet closing the gap? Okay, do you have RTY up? Look at RTY and explain exactly what that is. Closing the gap, as we call it, or closing, I don't know, filling the hole or whatever. If you look at the, wow, it was way back, 1045.21 bar. It laid a mini magnet that was chopped off by the 1053.10 bar. Okay, then this setup laid in at 1103.54. It laid another mini magnet within like a tick of that level, closing that gap that was left when that mini magnet was cut off, was whatever you want to call it. It's like, no, you got to have this. You got to have this here. Let's put it back. And it put it back, kind of forming a line saying, yeah, you aren't going to have that. We're not having it. So that's what a gap close is. Kind of confusing when we say gap because there are gap levels, and this is not anything to do with that, but I don't know the chart loaded. You could follow along on the room chart. Right about now, I'm kind of wishing I would have taken that in live, but I'm following the rules. Scarlett, say, good job, good girl. She's staring at me like, I'm not talking on command.
Yeah, Trampus, those are some good encouraging words to let Vegas know that it's just a shame. No, he's doing great. I think it's awesome. Hey Vegas, is this going to be your first PA, right?
I want to comment on RTY. It's hitting that zone of mini magnets and laying another one. Holy moly. That's a lot of mini magnets in a tight little zone there. It's not setting anything else up, so it's not any kind of a setup, just saying that it's just, wow. You had one last year that lasted 20 minutes?
Okay, well that one doesn't count.
I'm sorry. I shouldn't laugh, but...
How do you have a PA last for 20 minutes?
Oh. Oh, Vegas. I'm so glad you've learned to take your time. I mean, I've seen some PAs come and go really fast, but I think you got the winner for the fastest. which is not a good thing. Good job on turning it around.
Yeah, that's one trophy I would give back for sure.
Yeah. You don't want that in your trophy box. Trophy case.
It's like,
No, the dynamics or magnets are not in there because it gets a little crazy sometimes. So in order to make it clearer, we did not put them on there.
it's kind of funny, Lori. Just picture this. Vegas just printed out his certificate that he just got his PA. Before the ink dries, he already blew it.
Oh, now when he first started, I truly would have expected that because he just definitely was more of a what do I want to call it?
Maverick.
Exactly. That was exactly what I was looking for. Yeah. And I was like, yeah, you're not going to last long. I mean, I never said that, but my thought was, yeah, you're not going to last long. But he had his moments where really was much better about it, but yeah, that's not one of them.
See, it's kind of funny though. Apex has a way for the people that really want to make this work, turn them around and, like really when you work at it, I mean, erase some seriously bad habits.
Oh, definitely. And your mentor groups have really helped a lot of people do that. I mean, I can see that, and I'm not even a part of them. I just see the results of some people that I know are in there. And their comments, I mean, I gotta say, that's amazing. The sim account should only be a leader if you are using crossovers. That's it. And you definitely have to pay attention to open positions because sim nearly always gets filled where the others may not. And that's not anything that the copier is doing wrong. That's just the nature of the beast.
Yeah, and I don't really use it only in simplicity. And it's a completely different animal when you're trading simplicity and you're not worrying about scalping for 10 ticks or anything like that. So the entry is, although it's important, it's not as crucial. And if you're off by even a point or so, which is 4 ticks or a point and a half, it's not that big of a deal. And I can say that trading simplicity with a sim leader and the rest of the accounts following with crossovers and stuff, I don't think I've had any issues in the last. Once I've got it all down and I've got my entries and offsets all set correctly, I haven't had any issues. I don't think in the last probably year. Well, I can say in the last 6 months of trading simplicity consistently, I haven't had any issues. I just had a Lori moment. I'm looking at my Simplicity chart. I'm going, wait, did I lose internet connection? Like, stop moving. Jonathan, what would you like me to talk about? I basically look at what the chart tells me, and whatever the chart tells me, that's what I jot down, and that's what I call out. I don't know how else to. I don't know, Larry, Lori, help me out here. I don't know how else to.
I don't know because I don't see your levels the way you see them. I mean, I couldn't go pick out this. If I were to look at levels, I probably wouldn't pick out the same ones you do, but you're right on top of it. So I'm not questioning them. I just like flow with them. I don't know. Yay on the getting the all clear, Megan. Yeah, you cannot move your target. Once you get it, you go into global sim, and that's it. You're done. You got to stop. You have to make that decision and do it. Brian, you want to comment? He's actually asking you.
What's that? I'm sorry. What? Who? What? Where?
Once I get the daily target, I move it, and then I keep trading. How do I stop?
Oh, no.
I'll lose my profits. That'll happen every single time.
No, you can't do that. Once you have a profit target, you never move it, ever. Unless your account grows and you're scaling and you're doing something else. Once you have a profit target set and you hit it, you are done. And that goes for the max loss as well. That's one of the things that we really stress and we go over in the whole mentorship program. And the traders really have taken. I mean, I'm actually surprised. Lori, you said you've seen it, but I'm like seeing it live as the actual responses. And Philo is Philo still in here, or he left? Right. I mean, he's an example. Edwin is another. There's a couple of guys, and I'm sorry, I don't mean to call you guys out because just. But yeah, there's some things that we work on that has really, I mean, I've seen just an amazing improvement in just literally like a week.
Yeah, I can tell by the questions that are being asked in here by some of these people. I mean, it's just like, wow, I mean, you see so many traders that even the questions they change, the types of questions, how they, it's kind of crazy, but yeah, it's all in the details, right?
Yeah.
I agree with you, Sparky, on the thing about a profit target. Is some days are way better than others. That's true. Some days you could pick out a lot more profit than others, and so you think, well, this is one of those really good days. I'm just gonna go ahead and get a couple extra trades in for another day. Nope, because the market is always fluid. It's always changing. if you got your hit, you got your trades and your target, it could change in 5 minutes. You don't know that, and so you won't, and that's going to keep giving you ticks. And you may be, without feedback and knowing for sure, you may have taken trades that were, if the luck was just with you for that moment. And that's not how you want to trade. You cannot rely on luck. You have to rely on discipline and consistency.
Lori, you're chopping, Lori. You're also chopping.
You don't have that? Yeah, good luck.
Lori, you're also chopping.
I don't know why. Okay. Okay.
No, Jeff, the numbers are not big enough.
Okay. See if this will help.
It sounds much better. And if I can continue, I waited for you to come back in, Lori, so I wanted to just touch on something with the profit target thing. So another thing, too, is let's say, for example, and just using this as a hypothetical number, your profit target's $150 for the day, okay? And that's based on one contract for 3 trades, so 3 winners, $50 per trade, so 3 winning trades and $150 per day. You waited basically 2 hours to take your first trade, so you already know that the market's been kind of like, not doing what it's supposed to do for your liking, and you got 1 trade. So you got 1 trade, you got $50. You're saying, well, does that mean you're going to continue trading until you get to 150 and look and force something? No. That means that once you got that trade, regardless of how much time is left in the day, you're probably done, and so just walk away with that, knowing that you traded really well, you waited for your setup once you got it. So and again, it's the whole big picture, right? You got to make sure, first of all, you've got a trade plan in place. You got to make sure you're trading the right setups, that you're taking only the best. You know that you're patient. You're working on yourself. I mean, it's not a real quick 5-minute answer, but I'll try to kind of encapsulate it. That's the one side of it. The flip side to it is, let's say you started trading, you just got out of dark zone, and you just ended up taking a one and done. Does that mean that, well, wait a minute, I didn't take my 3 trades, but I hit profit. Do I continue trading? No, you're done. Even though it took, a minute and you made your profit, you're done. Shut it down, leave. If I could do that, I would. But I'm in the ER, and I'm here committed to doing the things that I'm supposed to do, and so I can't just get up and leave. So I go into global sim, or I just don't trade. I don't put global sim, I just don't trade. And the same thing would be as if you take a back-to-back-to-back trade within the first half an hour, and the 3 happen to be winners, and you hit your profit target, then you're still done. So it doesn't really matter if it happens very early on in the session or very late in the session and you don't quite make your profit target. You have to kind of read the market as what it's doing and adjust accordingly. And it's okay to walk away with 1 trade, 1 win, $50, not making your 150 if you waited an entire session and you only got 1 trade in at the tail end of it. I hope that makes sense. It did in my head anyway before I started speaking. So.
No, that's exactly perfect. I mean, that's why I want all the confirmations, because I want a one and done every time if I can get it, because it's easier to focus on talking about what I see if I'm not trying to get in a trade also. So it's kind of better, when I'm calling them, to actually not have to get into them. But most of the time, yeah, I'm getting into what I'm calling. So, and I make it clear if I'm in sim and I'm calling something, because it's different. I mean, it's different if you're actually in it or not, I think.
Yeah, Vegas.
That I wouldn't take.
You should be done, and congratulations. I think that's awesome.
Nice job, Vegas. Let me just say about your 10% you're talking about, you will never be a member of a 10% group if you are not disciplined and patient. It will never happen, and that's a promise. I mean, I hate that that's the way it is, but it is a fact.
Well, Vegas, if you're going to go that route, then just at least wait for the ink to dry on the certificate before you start trading it.
Can you hear Scarlett laughing?
No.
Oh my gosh, that's a shame. I mean, I know you guys can hear every little background noise, but he's sitting there laughing right now. It is, he's cracking me up. Oh. Yeah, CJ. I mean, we say $50. It's just to round it off. It's not technically because it's 9 ticks. Yeah. Yep. Agreed, CJ. There is a reason that the snipers boot camp, I'll say boot camp, gives you the net 3 trade profit target. There is a reason. If you can end each day with just, no more than 3 profitable trades, are you going to be happy that you've got 3 profitable trades? Or even, as Ron was saying, 1 or 2 if they don't come early and you're running out of time and the market's just not cooperating. So, okay, maybe you got 1 this day, but a positive, that's the key, is a positive. It doesn't put you in a bad frame of mind if you've got a win, no matter how small it is. It just doesn't happen. Yeah, you tell them, Scarlett. Well, not too loud. So, that's not nice. If you overtrade and lose your profits, what kind of a frame of mind are you going to be in? I mean, it is. Scarlett's going to get you if you overtrade, yeah. It's really, really hard to overcome the bad mindset if you have revenge traded, if you've overtraded, and that'll always get you in a bad place. I mean, yeah, every once in a while the luck will be with you and you'll get lucky, but more times than not you won't. It's just you won't. It's a fact. So if you follow the game plan and you end up with even just a little profit each day, you're not going to fall into that mindset of, you're angry, the market's against you, oh my gosh, I got to get this back, and yeah, that's never going to do it. So if you're $60 away from your daily goal, should you stop or just keep going? I would personally, with the market conditions as they are right now, the markets are not moving much. They've all but quit for the moment. I would not risk anything myself. Why would you?
Yeah, if your target is 150, okay, and you're $60 away from your target, that means you're already 2/3 of the way to target. I would stop, because if your next trade that you're forcing, and that's what's probably going to end up happening, is a loser, you just put yourself 1/3 in the negative because you were trying to force yourself into a position that you were already ahead to begin with, and now you're going to start thinking to yourself, why did I do that? Regret's going to set in. That was so stupid, yada, yada, yada. I got to get this back because I'm only $35 from breaking even. And here comes the problem. You're going to take another trade that you're forcing, probably. That's going to be a loser. Now, your day's like hitting your full max loss for the day when you were 2/3 on your way to basically your profit goal. So just take what you got, be happy with it, come back to trade another day. That's all I could say, basically.
I agree.
That's an old ancient term, Thor, the yada yada yada. So you probably won't find any Google translations for it.
I don't know. I would have to think you probably will somewhere.
Yeah. We talk about that in the mentor group. I'm just kidding.
No, the 6-3 rule. Okay, it stands because it is nearly impossible statistically to lose 6 trades, a net 6 trades. It's almost, if you're doing this system correctly, that's the one thing. If you're not understanding something and you're taking something and it wasn't a true setup per the rules, it wasn't, you maybe misunderstood something, or technically it might have been, no. Okay, so it is nearly impossible, statistically speaking, to lose 6 trades if you're doing the system correctly. If you're not, you can your loss is unlimited, and it's just big doesn't stop. So that's why that's set at 6-3.
But you also have to kind of know, it's kind of like this. And Lori has talked about this many times. She only trades the best of the best, period. Okay, everybody knows that. If she takes 2 losing trades in a row, she's automatically going to stop and not get to the 6, because she's going to say, wait a minute, something is not right here. Either I'm not reading the market correctly, or I did something wrong where I need to shut down the computer and walk away for the day, or something. You have to stop and analyze what's going on, and not just because there's some kind of a rule set that's out there that says 6-3, you're not going to analyze it along the way and go, wait a minute, something is amiss, right? So you're not going to force yourself.
Me. Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. If I have 2 weeks, there was a day, it was a couple weeks ago that I called them. Unfortunately, I had 2 losing trades in the morning, and I called them both, and I commented something felt off. And then I was like, I shouldn't have even been calling trades today. I shouldn't have been taking trades. Something was off. That was the day I had wildfires raging all around me, literally. And I didn't know that until it dawned on me. I mean, somebody actually came knocking on my door and said, don't worry, the fire department has been called. And I'm like, wait, what? And of course, that's when I just shut everything off and ran outside. I didn't know what the heck he was talking about, but but I had a feeling something was way off, and I didn't know what. So I shouldn't have been trading. That was all on me. But after I hit the second loss, I was like, yeah, something's not right. And that's how, I'm just saying, sometimes you're off. And that was just one of the times I was off, and I knew it, but I didn't admit it. I mean, I didn't recognize it quite. Something wasn't right, but I didn't know what. And if something's not right, Bear, just wait. If something's not right, just like you've got a sick kid or something, that's going to affect your trading, even though you think it's not. It is. I promise, it is. Yeah, typical timing. Now they're moving again. And expect that after the markets stand still, they're kind of consolidating, catching everybody off guard, then you can expect it's going to move. Hopefully it'll set something up before it does. It's a fluke, John. It's a fluke. Oh, that RTY Lorix is kind of pretty, except there was a zip down. That's kind of scary.
Yeah. To answer John's question, I did not take the Simplicity short because the setup bar at 11:39.30 was just ginormous, and that usually means it's going to retrace. So yeah, I see that it just hit 51. Albert, so I was looking at my 30 tick chart in the beginning of the session, and those were levels that were jumping at me as call it for points of interest, if you would, and that's usually what I look at, and those are what I call out. So, 150 was a level that I called. The 180 was a level that I called. I also called 98. I don't know if it's going to get there, but it's something that I saw. Well, it does have OP. You just have to go far back enough to see.
I just noticed on NQ.
Oh man, that hurt.
I'm sorry. I need to get him to apologize. 11:38:07 on the 30 tick NQ. That was a beautiful TX with a mini magnet closing the gap on the 30 tick. Wow, how pretty was that?
Yeah, and that pretty much started that move down.
Mm-hmm. It did. Wow. Yes, it looks like your 0.25 is your target. It loves its negative 0.25. It loves its deviation levels more than the other markets do. ES does. What the market thinks about your revenge trading. That go. That is truly what the market is thinking about your revenge trading. Or you're needing that last trade. Ouch, Jeff. That could not be more accurate, in my opinion. Albert, that happens all the time. That's one of the things we look for on the 30 tick. Are there any levels that coincide? Sometimes they don't. No, it just doesn't care.
Sorry guys for the delay. I saw some couple questions. Somebody asked if I think it was Nikolai asked me that, if I take a simplicity bounce, like an immediate reversal, um, sometimes, but I'm going to say very, very rarely. I know that that's one thing that Daryl really likes, is when it does that immediate turnaround and goes. but I'm not Daryl. So, no. And then there was another question. Forgot what it was. It was quite a ways back. I'm trying to remember. Stephen, what do you mean? Um, you had RTY running in the background. What does that mean? One through a Lorix and the other did not. I don't understand that.
Yeah, this is being recorded, isn't it?
Today it is, yes.
Edward Vad Live for me.
But I actually haven't posted the ER in like forever.
Well, maybe post this one.
Why is there something in here that was noteworthy?
Seems like maybe.
I'm sorry?
It seems like maybe there was.
Oh, okay.
I mean, is that what I'm understanding? You guys want it? You want the recording of it? Okay.
Okay. Yeah, no problem.
There's a shorter time frame chart only takes priority when you're trading on that shorter time frame for scalps.
It's funny, I just thought there was a lot of dead air today. Maybe it was just me.
My face for HD and ODD. I hate those questions because then I have to quantify it. HD, I like, well, both of them. I like the best when one is in the thousands and the other is not. I mean, like if HD is 10,000, the volume on the second pullback is 10,000, and the volume on the first pullback is 800. Yeah, that's a big in-your-face difference. And HD, OD is kind of the same. I like it when it just moves a little. It goes down for a nice retrace, but it only goes a little past with a big difference, where the original one would be in the thousands and the next one is just a few hundred or something like that. I mean, it's just so big, it just jumps in your face at you. That's why I don't put the percentage on, because I want the numbers to just jump in my face so much that I don't need to know what the percentage is. I don't care because I can see it. Okay, Albert, that makes sense. Aren't you glad, Albert, that you kept asking questions and figured out your misconception? Well, now you can dry out the blanket, so all good. It's all about becoming a better trader. And whatever it takes to get you there is what you need to do. No matter how stupid you think the question is, or you think you might look if you ask that question, I guarantee you, you're the smartest one there if you're asking the question. Compared to the people who just sit there and don't understand what they don't understand. Guarantee you, nobody has asked, no single person has asked as many questions as I did. When I first started, I didn't know anything, and I knew I didn't know it, and I just asked about everything. Sometimes Daryl would kind of chuckle and think, wow, this is kind of a basic question, but he'd answer it anyway. So, yeah, Albert, you did good. Mark's SLZ, where's that? Is there one? Oh, no wonder I'm not looking at NQ. Oh, there was a pretty SLZ. I like it even better when the cluster is in the ZOI from the SLZ and touching the reversal or the TX. So it can't happen in that case because the ZOI is down far enough away from it that it can't happen. But my favorite of all time are when the ZOI, zone of interest, is from the SLZ is way up high by the TX, and the cluster from the Lorex is on the ZOI and the TX. Love, 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 love those ones. And if that wasn't confusing on all those acronyms, then yeah, I didn't do my job confusing you very well. Three markets running in tabs. Three markets running in tabs is going to cause you issue. You never want to use tabs on your charts. You want to have, tabs in Windows are bad for charts. I'm glad you got it, Megan. Right, with the exception of the diagnostic flux, because they are not relying on every little tick that comes in. They're set, they're good, they'll adjust. Other than that, you don't want your charts to be in tabs. That's a bad thing. You can't hear Ron because he's probably not talking right now. Oh, noon, Tuesday. Done. I'm going to head out. It's been a good morning. Lots of learning. It's always a profitable day when you're learning, even if your profit P&L sheet doesn't show it. If you've learned something, you profited. Always make it a day that you win. You either win by profiting or you win by learning and improving your trader self. And you have the ability to do that. That's within your hands. If you don't have a losing day, if you don't have a winning day, that you can't help that sometimes. The market, even if it's the best setup, the market's going to do what it's going to do. But you can control what you do with those losing trades as far as, do you learn something from them? We start to make $3. Oh man, that is hard to sit and wait for, isn't it? But yeah,
That's probably the hardest $3 he's made all day.
Yeah, it definitely will be.
But yeah, I'm gonna take off as well, Lori, as well. I'll process this video and then I'll upload it. Should be up in a couple of hours. So you guys look for it. If you're subscribed to the channel, you'll get notification that it's up. And then
if you think of it, you might put the link in here when it's uploaded, so everybody that is in here, they can even check back and look in here and say, hey, there's the link.
I will.
He's got it up.
I will. I'll do that.
Thank
and
you.
Then I will probably do Power Hour today. And Ben is probably going to accompany me as well for Power Hour. And we might do a roundtable today. I'm not sure. Either it's going to be live or we're just going to record something and post it later on today. So we'll see. But we both have been kind of really busy, so we haven't really had too much time to put these. I know a lot of people want to do the roundtables, and then we'll maybe do. Actually, you know what? That gives me an idea. Ben, if you can hear me, how about if we just do a live roundtable and talk about the simplicity trade today? We'll do it bar by bar. We'll do that. Okay, so there you guys go. So we can do that. And that'll be later on. Both of us have something to do in the next hour or so. So it'll probably be, it's noon, so by like maybe 1:30 Eastern, something like that, probably. So that answers that question, Jeremy, because we both are going to be unavailable for the next hour and a half or so. So we'll do it after that. And I think that, oh, did Lori already disconnect and shut off? Okay, so. All right, so we'll see you guys a little bit. Oh, the dog's okay. I'm going to mute for a second. Hold on a second. I'll be right back. Okay, guys, I'm back. So yeah, I'll be back for Power Hour, and then we'll see about maybe we'll do the round table. We'll do a live one in about an hour and a half or so. Okay, and if I don't see you guys later on today, then I will see you all tomorrow, and I'll post the link in here to the video once it's uploaded. All right, we'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a good one.